Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tragically, as we saw in San Bernardino and most recently in Orlando, we're living in a time with increasing threats in our local communities. This leaves our law enforcement officers and first responders with the responsibility of fighting from the front lines against the war on terror. Not only is more being asked of our first responders, but as a local budget gets cut, they are asked to undertake these tasks with fewer and fewer resources. This is why the Defense Logistics Agency, transfer of excess military equipment to civilian law enforcement agencies, otherwise known as the 1033 program, has been critical for first responders throughout the country and a necessity to keep our cities and neighborhoods safe. The name 1033, by the way, comes from a section of the 1997 National Defense Authorization Act that made that program permanent. However, the law enforcement officers who might be listening to this presentation tonight know that 1033 in the 10 code means officer needs help. And as a former law enforcement officer for 33 years, I've had many occasions to use a 1033 call for officer needs help. And Mr. Chairman, we are in today a world where our first responders are saying 1033, we need help, we need support, we need you to stand by us and support us, provide us with the tools that we need to protect this country. This is a cost-neutral allows civilian law enforcement officers to acquire military equipment, giving them the tools to respond to the new and dangerous threats that America faces. For example, during the tragic San Bernardino terrorist attack in 2015, December, the local police used an armored vehicle acquired through the 1033 program for officers to take cover in while the attackers were shooting hundreds of rounds at them. They were then able to move the vehicle to maneuver and eventually take down the attackers. Firefighters have also used a 1033 program. In fact, in my own district, the Kittitas County Search and Rescue Team has acquired a light military tactical vehicle that can access the mountain terrain in my district where wildfires constantly affect remote households. The Kittitas Valley Fire and Rescue Agency spent $65,000 for a $250,000 machine that will be used to save lives in our community. The President's Executive Order 13688 prohibits our law enforcement officers from acquiring some of this equipment needed to carry out their critical missions of protecting our communities. So, Mr. Chairman, I have already said I served in law enforcement 33 years. I know from my own experience and from speaking with members of the law enforcement community that by not fully equipping our first responders, we expose American people to dangers that they don't need to be exposed to, and we can't be there to help them. So I right now reserve the balance of my time.